Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking a fascinating source that breaks down exactly how someone cloned $1 million e-commerce brand in a single afternoon, just using AI. If you've ever found yourself wondering how these crazy new tools are actually used to build real businesses from scratch, you're definitely going to want to take notes. We're looking at a complete, comprehensive blueprint that takes a proven business model, deconstructs it, and rebuilds it step by step.
Okay, let's look at this baseline number because it's a big one. The reference store in our source, which is called Silixware, is generating over $1 million a month. So we aren't looking at some theoretical idea today. We're looking at how this exact revenue stream was reverse engineered. It's super fascinating because we are exploring a methodology that's entirely based on studying a store that is scaling aggressively right now in the real world.
There's a quote from our source that hits the nail right on the head. The biggest opportunity in e-commerce right now is to copy stores that already make millions, and with AI, you can do it in an afternoon. This brilliantly illustrates the core thesis here. You really don't need to reinvent the wheel. But honestly, the most surprising fact is the sheer speed of it all. What used to take months of market testing and iteration can literally be compressed into a single afternoon. Instead of guessing what consumers might want, you identify exactly what they are already buying in massive quantities and let AI dramatically shortcut the entire launch process. So here is our roadmap for today. We'll start with the e-commerce cloning opportunity, then cover finding the winning product, forging a brand identity, building the Shopify store, creating visuals and ads, and finally taking it to the next level. Let's jump right in.
Step 1. The e-commerce cloning opportunity. Think of this as your digital workforce. Claude basically acts as the master project manager, delegating all the tasks. It connects to TrendTrack for market research, prompts ChatGPT for logo design, uses AutoDS for the initial logistics, and leverages Higgsfield for photography. You essentially have an entire C-suite, and it's completely run by AI. The source explains that Claude really is the brain of the whole operation, automating the heavy lifting by pulling the strings of these highly specialized applications.
Moving right along to step 2, finding the winning product.
Now, you can't just pick a product at random, you need hard data. By connecting Claude to TrendTrack, the AI isolated a store called Silixware. They sell 3D anti-cellulite leggings, and get this, they boast a massive 3.4 million monthly visits. Claude actually analyzed various stores based on some really strict criteria, like they needed at least 1 million visits in the last month and a minimum of 5 active ads. Silixware perfectly fit the bill. They took a totally common product and marketed it with a highly specific problem-solving angle. So the crucial strategy here is taking a product that is already proven in the highly competitive US market and cloning that exact strategy for the untapped French market. This is classic geographic arbitrage. And why does this matter? Well, entering a proven market in an uncrowded region drastically lowers your risk of failure. Basically, replicating a saturated US marketing angle in Europe provides a massive statistical advantage for success.
All right, step 3, forging a brand identity. Once we have the product, we've got to build a brand literally out of thin air. By feeding Claude highly specific prompts that detail the exact target audience and the competitor's angles, the AI generates a complete, professional brand kit. The source shows exactly how Claude provides a name, a mission statement, a tone of voice, and even a precise color palette. It's like you have an expert creative director working for free, delivering premium branding in seconds. And boom, this workflow effortlessly gives birth to the Galbi brand. The cohesion here is just incredible. Claude dictates the visual rules, like a specific cream and red palette, and then it instructs ChatGPT to design a logo that perfectly matches that exact aesthetic. A quick background removal using a free tool, and it's ready for the web. So we aren't just copying a competitor's logo, right? We are using their success as a framework to let AI build a completely unique premium identity.
Next up, step 4, building the Shopify store.
Now, this is where a lot of people get stuck, but the source details a fascinating workflow that bypasses traditional coding entirely. Look, if you ask AI to code a whole website all at once, it usually breaks. So instead of having AI build a buggy, full-theme website, you have Claude code individual, bite-sized sections. By asking Claude to generate just the HTML and CSS for one specific piece, like the FAQ section, you can just paste that code right into Shopify's custom liquid blocks, which is really just a fancy term for Shopify's custom code sections. It creates a beautifully customized site, piece by piece, without you having to write a single bracket. As we're building this out, a pretty massive question pops up regarding social proof.
A huge part of e-commerce conversions relies on customer reviews, and it brings up a very tempting shortcut. Should you just generate fake reviews? We really need to highlight this point. While AI absolutely has the capability to easily invent customer feedback and generate fake profile pictures of happy customers, the source firmly warns that doing so crosses legal boundaries and should be avoided. The technology can do it, sure, but the source is completely unambiguous here. This practice is straight up illegal. You should always use legitimate review applications to build genuine trust with your audience.
All right, step 5, creating visuals and ads. A store without traffic is totally invisible, and in 2024, your visuals have to look incredibly realistic to perform well. To get those perfect visuals, Claude analyzes the competitors' angles and then commands Higgsfield to generate flawless, brand-aligned lifestyle photos in seconds. The source actually feeds reference photos from the competitor directly into Higgsfield and asks for entirely new images tailored to the new Galbait brand. Higgsfield even perfectly matches the cream background color from the brand kit to ensure everything looks totally cohesive. When it comes to video ads, you can't just ask AI to make a full 30-second commercial. It'll hallucinate and glitch out. The method here is to have Claude rewrite a winning ad script, then generate tiny 3 to 5 second microclips of video in Higgsfield and stitch them all together in a program like Premiere. And to fix that weird, soulless, robotic AI voice we all know too well, the source recommends recording your own voice speaking the script and using a speech-to-speech tool to seamlessly convert it into a natural, studio-quality voiceover. It's a game changer. Finally, step 6, taking it to the next level. Okay, so we've successfully launched a brand, but let's be real. Launching is just the first 10% of the journey. The source is very clear on this. While apps like AutoDS are fantastic for your initial automated launch, scaling eventually requires private agents. AutoDS handles your basic dropshipping logistics, letting you automate those first few sales without touching inventory or worrying about complicated shipping setups. But once you are consistently profitable, relying on basic dropshipping just won't cut it. You have to transition to private suppliers who can guarantee faster shipping times and better quality control as your order volume increases. Ultimately, this explainer shows that the traditional barriers to entry are rapidly disappearing. Market research, branding, web development, and ad creation can now all be orchestrated by a single person in an afternoon. It leaves us with one final fascinating thought from our source. With all these technological gatekeepers finally gone, what will you build with these tools tomorrow? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I really hope this sparks some incredible ideas for your own projects.